started. I think it started already.
See what happens when they put us in charge.
Yeah. All right. What's up, everybody? It's Petro and Coach SIck here with a K&K Sports So Short. We're going to do a Yankees preview and then a quick preview on the rest of the AL East dumpster fire.
Hey, we're supposed to say, and we are live.
Oh, yeah. Kurt, and we are live.
We are live.
All right. So, we're getting baseball.
This is Mike. This is what happens when you leave. You let the kids do a show right now.
Yeah. This might have been a bad idea, or the people may like it more. We could have complete anarchy, and it could just be the J and P show. So
we got to be on our best behavior. The boss is watching Yankee baseball.
We're going good. I mean, the thing that scares me, I don't know if you saw Buster Olney. He was on Michael K the other day, and they asked him. They asked him two questions. What are the percentage that the season starts? He said, I give it a 5% chance. And he goes, what are the chances that the season – he goes, and then he was asked, what are the chances that the season finishes if it starts? And he said a 0% chance.
That's not good.
I just don't see how it doesn't happen at this point, though.
You know what? I think once they start it, they got to finish it. But, I mean, all sorts of craziness. I saw today Ivy League football, they want to move to the spring. So, you know what? The Ivy League was the first basketball team to cancel their conference stuff. And we all saw how that played out. Everybody's like, oh, it's just the Ivy League. You know what? So, once again, sometimes these smarter people might know what's going on.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Yankee baseball. So, I'm going to open it up. So, I was looking. They put out they put out all the record predictions, but I'm just going to go off of the AL East teams right now. They have the Yankees finishing first out of the AL East teams with a 38-22 record. They got the Tampa Bay Rays right behind them, finishing 34-26. Then they have the Red Sox finishing third, which I don't agree with, and I think you don't agree with either, at 31-29. When then the Blue Jays at 28-32, and then the Baltimore Orioles at 21-39. 38-22, I'd be okay with that. That has the Yankees as the best record in baseball, by the way. The next team is the Dodgers, I believe, with 37-23. So that would be the next team behind the Yankees. So we would be the overall one seed going into the playoffs with the
right, which is where we kind of thought we would be. You know what? The Rays are a scary team. I mean, I know we're here to talk about the Yankees, and we'll get to that at the end, but and the Blue Jays finishing behind the Red Sox.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I was gonna say you got the Blue Jays. They added Ryu, he's a good pitcher. I actually completely forgot that they added him until I went and looked it up as to just like the Blue Jays starting rotation, and they added Tanner Roark too, and he's not a bad pitcher either.
No, he's not.
But that's the problem is that I don't know if Ryu, as an ace. I don't know if I consider him an ace. I think he's like a good 2 or 3, but I think that's what's going to hurt them. Other than that, that team is scaring me. They might scare me more than the Rays, actually, believe it or not.
You know what? The Rays are pretty scary. The thing with Ryu, and we'll get to this later too also, is that, sometimes when you're in the pitch in the big spotlight like he was in the Dodgers, now when you go to Toronto in obscurity, you might actually be better off. So, you know what? Hey, but enough about let's talk about our guys. Let's talk about – where do you want to start? You want to start with the pitching staff?
Yeah, we can do that. So, obviously, biggest addition of the offseason, we got our guy. You know, a lot of people didn't think that we were going to pull the trigger and do it, but we did it. You know, we got Garrett Cole. I believe that it's going to go probably – if I was going to guess, I'd probably say Tanaka at the 2, probably Paxton at the 3. J.A. Happ at the 4, and I guess Montgomery at the 5. That's a pretty good rotation. I love Jordan Montgomery. He was having a great year before he got hurt that year. I'm big on him. I think he's going to be big time. He's proven that he could pitch, you know what I mean, with the big boys in the AL East and in Yankee Stadium. And I like our rotation. Obviously, no Severino. I think that hurts. Unfortunately, no. We talked about it on the previous show with no German. That's going to hurt too, I think, because I was really looking forward to getting that guy back. I mean, he was an 18-game winner last year. You know, what he did was wrong. Don't get me wrong, but that was going to be a big boost for us getting him back.
You know what? Definitely. Montgomery coming back from the surgery. Hap was kind of up and down a little bit. Paxton, once again, having the season stretch out a little bit because of the injuries. If opening day was in March or April, he wouldn't have been ready.
Yeah.
You know, Tanaka, I always worry that his next pitch is going to be his last, because of the problems with his elbow. But, when they're on, they should be in good shape. I mean, obviously with Cole as a number one, it should go pretty well, and whether they're going to go with a 4-man or 5-man rotation still remains to be seen. I think they're going to go 5 strictly because these guys haven't had enough time to stretch out.
Yep.
You know what? And the other thing, too, which is going to be awesome, is that with this being the way it is, this is going to give Clark Schmidt, Davey Garcia, Ben Heller, Loizaga, a lot of these young guys a chance to show, especially early on in the season, because if a guy gets hurt, doesn't get stretched out enough and they want to go to another guy, at least they got some of these young guys, I think with no minor league system, they're going to keep them around. Yep. So at least they have a chance to throw a little bit. And I love watching the young guys throw.
Yeah. And we have the best bullpen in baseball. So
my goodness.
I'm not worried about our starters going long and the beautiful thing is, last year they said the reason why our bullpen looked so tired was because we overused them. And that's not going to be the case now because we only got 60 games. So we can really use them as much as we can now because it's a sprint. So it's all hands on deck. Everyone's got to be ready to go, and you just got to go out there and throw.
I heard Joe Torre on the radio, and they said if you were managing today, how would you? He said I would treat it like the playoffs, winning every game, going after it. I mean, you got to figure, with our bullpen being the way it is, we got the back end taking care of the 9th inning. We got our starter going, giving us anywhere from 15 to 18 outs in the beginning. We really just have to rotate these guys to get through innings 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
You know what?
And I mean, you got Ottavino, you got Canely, you got Chad Green,
Chapman, you got Britton,
Britton, right, Britton. Yeah. So I mean,
Sessa. Yeah, Loizaga going to be the big guy. Loizaga, if anybody gets hurt, he'll be the guy that'll jump up and come in out of the bullpen to be able to give us a little bit, a starter with some length.
Yeah. Another thing I was reading, I was going to say, we were talking about the Rays. Who do you think? Would you take our big 3, Tanaka, Paxton, Cole, or would you say Snell, Morton, Glasnow? They get the go ahead in that one. Do you think that leans more towards the Rays, or would you say the Yankees win it more so? I think Cole alone maybe cancels out.
Tips the scale.
Yeah. I think so. Tanaka, when that dude is on, man, he is just lights out, and he pitches great in the postseason. We've seen it already, And Paxton last year, he came up big in the postseason for us. That game against the Astros, man, was just so big. Yeah. He put the team on his back. He showed. Let me tell you something. The way people say Stanton hasn't earned it yet, that one game, I think right there, got everybody on board with James Paxton because the second half of Paxton's season last year, all the way through the playoffs, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, and how much of it was attributed to him being hurt and not throwing well. Now, right. Obviously, he needed surgery, so something wasn't right. But, yeah, I mean – crystal ball look into the future. We got our minor leagues is loaded with kids who throw well. We get Severino back. And I think we're going to be in good shape with our starters. Our bullpen, once again, you know what? Just give us innings 6, 7, and 8. Get us those anywhere from 6 to 9 outs that we're going to need, on a nightly basis because starters, once again, aren't going to go complete games anymore. But, like I said, Garrett Cole, I liked what I saw on the mound during spring training. So I think we're going to be okay. And you know what? You get that. Now we got that guy. We always talk about, right? That guy at the top, that we haven't had since maybe Clemens,
CC was that guy. CC was that guy. Whenever we started losing a couple in a row, we knew when CC was getting on the mound, we were getting a stop and we were going to get the W and start back on track again. And that CC was that guy. Obviously not towards the end, but when we first signed him in 09, from like 2009 to 2014, you knew that CC, we were getting 6 to 7 innings out of him, and it was going to be 2-3 run baseball, a lot of strikeouts. I'm very, very excited to see Garrett Cole on the mound. It sucks that we had to wait this long because I'm chomping at the bit to see that guy in pinstripes on that mound. It's going to be awesome. It sucks that he's not going to get to feel, the fans and the roar of the Bronx in October in the Bronx. Last year it was everybody against him in the Bronx, booing him, and you know what I mean? So now I just wish he was going to be able to feel that, but it's coming. We got him for a long time.
Yeah, we got him locked up. Hopefully he stays healthy and gives us what we need.
Yep.
All right, let's take our trip around the infield, right?
Yeah. So, my first big question was, obviously, the guy had a big year last year. In my opinion, I think he should have won MVP. It might be a homer pick, but I know everybody loves Trout. But DJ LeMahieu, oh my, what a blessing last year, man. He is just the ultimate Swiss Army knife. It's like the best way to put it. And then you got Gleyber Torres in the corner. Him and Gleyber holding down the middle of the infield. We're good to go. And like I said, the good thing is first and third, we got options. You got Mike Ford or Luke Voigt, and then you got Andujar, who he might be the better bat, but you got Gio. That dude is a black hole at third base. Nothing gets past him.
I love his defense. Love it. You know what? It was one of those things where, when he came back late, when the Yankees got him, you're like, all right, this guy is a career 235 hitter, but he's supposedly awesome defensively. And when he showed what he could do defensively, and then the way he hit last year was just a complete bonus. Is he going to do it again this year? Nobody knows.
Probably not. It won't be as good as it was last year, but you never know because, dude, when you're in a lineup like the Yankee lineup, you're protected all around.
Yeah.
So guys like Gio are the ones that are going to get those good pitches. That if a pitcher just misses a little bit, listen, he's a professional baseball player. The guy's going to put the ball into play. And we get guys on, and that's just what it was. It really was that whole next man mentality. And that's why that team last year reminded me, even like the year before, the last couple of years, they reminded me of that 2019. They just go out there and they have fun and they play baseball. And it's refreshing. You know what I mean? Like, it really is. They're younger. They're hungry. Listen, when we lost Jeter, you know what I mean, and Mo, everybody was talking about how the Yankees, it was going to be a couple years before. It was the end. Like, it was it. And then all of a sudden, here comes Gary Sanchez. Here comes Aaron Judge. And here comes these big guys. And we're back. Here we are in the ALCS playing against the Houston Astros. You know what I mean? We're built to win for a long time. We're back. And
I like that I love the fact if they're hating us, we're doing something right.
Absolutely.
And the fact that I love that we have options, like, you know what, you got Ford and Voigt at first base. You know what? So you got options there even as opposed to hitting DH type of situation. You got Gio and Andujar at third base. Up the middle, DJ's going to play second base, Gleyber at shortstop. You know what? And I'll take that. You know what? That's pretty good. And then I saw something today. They said players that might be moved during the year. And one of the guys that really intrigued me, I picked him up this year on my fantasy team, Josh Bell, switching first baseman with the Pirates. His contract is going to be up. They said he might be the type of guy. Because we talked about this. They moved this trading deadline to 31st of August instead of 31st of July. For a lot of teams, it's going to be a dumpster fire. They're going to just dump salary.
He's a lefty, right?
He's a switch hitter.
Oh,
he's a switch hitter.
Oh man,
you're talking about a guy in his mid-20s who's put out some pretty good offensive numbers. He's supposedly okay defensively. He's one of those guys. Like, it's funny. Like we talked about LeMahieu. LeMahieu spent all those years playing in Colorado. You know what? You'd see highlights or you'd see him when the Mets were playing him. But you always heard he was a good hitter. And if you're a fantasy baseball guy, you always looked at the batting average. Some people's like, it's a product of Colorado. Then you watch the guy hit.
Yeah.
And you watch him hit last year. And you and I were saying that just enamored with, he doesn't try to do too much. He works the count. He knows what he likes. Situational hitter, hits to the count. Just, I agree with you. I thought he was going to be the MVP last year.
Yeah, me too.
And the fact that he wasn't, is good. At least to be in that conversation means you had a good year.
For sure.
So infield, I think we're okay. our outfield situation, interesting because we got to be healthy. You know what?
Yes.
We got to be healthy. You know what? I mean, did this help Hicks? Yeah. You know,
without a doubt.
Another guy who I'm enamored with, and we talk about this all the time. You know what? Guys are injury prone and guys who get hurt. I believe he's just a guy who gets hurt.
Yep.
Same thing with Judge.
He plays hard. He plays hard. Yeah. Judge
if you get hurt playing hard, you're not injury prone. Might be a little unlucky. Yeah. But and some guys have to dial back the way they play. But once we're talking about a switch hitting center fielder, and Hicks is outstanding defensively, plus range, plus glove, plus arm, like everything that you talk about with him, is off the chart. I mean, he was a
switch hitter too. Hitter too.
In the put him in the middle of the lineup, with some pop, likes batting lefty in Yankee Stadium. Like, you know what, it's okay batting right-handed. We got him coming back. We got, once again, love Gardner. You and I talk about that. Love Gardner. He's by far the longest tenured Yankee. He's technically the old man there. But the things that he gives. And also, too, you know what, depending on how the outfield situation goes and with the new rules that come in this year, one guy we forgot to talk about on the infield is Tyler Wade. A guy who's built with speed and is a backup infielder. But there's your guy starting to run around second base in extra innings, could do that. You know what? Gardner could do that. Gardner is just, once again, he's so good for these young players because he'll show them how to go about their business every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we got our corner guys. We got, Giancarlo. Somebody should take his glove and just hide it.
Well, today, Cashman said today, they think Giancarlo is only going to be used as a DH this season. They don't see him touching the field at all this year.
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with that. Listen to me. Just, you know what I mean? Go up there, hit the ball. Just do what you're supposed to do. Hit a fly ball into the outfield, move a guy over. You know what I mean? Like, just do what you're supposed to do.
Let's go back to Stan. If that keeps him on the field, I think you and I are in agreement. If that's what keeps him on the field and we can get 55 to 60 games out of him.
Without a doubt.
60, imagine that, right?
I think I'd be happy with just 50 games out of him because it's not going to be many. It's not going to be many days. It's not going to be many days off. It's not as so. It's you don't want we're going to need him for the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I think if you give him a day off a week in the middle there, you throw in because listen, you're going to have Andujar sitting on the bench too, and you got Clint Frazier who's a pretty good bat too. So
absolutely.
You know what I mean? The good thing is we do have options. I mean. They're talking that we're probably going to get looks at Florial this year too, possibly, depending on how it is. I don't know if we are because I think the outfield is pretty set right now. I think it would take someone like Aaron Hicks getting injured for us to even think about seeing Florial because Frazier in the field scares the crap out of me. That dude is just a liability out there.
I'll tell you what, you're 100% right. Touching on both those points, I loved Florial. There's another guy, not injured. He got hit on the hand with the pitch, and he broke it. He broke his wrist. That was not to a fault himself. He was starting to come on, and once again, there's no switch hitting 5-tool guys who can go and get it and do some stuff. And the Clint Frazier thing, they basically said, you know what, you're pretty talented, but we've had enough of your shit. You're going back to the minor leagues. You know what? And they were bringing up they would bring up the bat boy and the clubhouse manager before they would bring him back last year. He could have hit 500. They weren't bringing him back. The young guy got told a lesson. He was humbled a little bit. Hitting is just one part of the game, and he's pretty good at it. I think he was reading. Remember when Cashman said he had legendary bat speed? Well, that didn't help him on those fly balls to the outfield and throwing to the wrong base and doing stuff like that.
Guy looked like he was on rollerblades out there sometimes. Man. It's scary.
What? And it's funny. And to see somebody like that, and then you watch other guys who do it so effortlessly and work hard at their game. Like, and that's the next guy, Mike Tauchman, who got such an opportunity last year as a left-handed
I completely even forgot. I didn't even mention him. Yeah, and you got Tauchman too. Yeah.
You got Tauchman, left-handed hitter. You know what? Guy is a plus defender too. I mean, they had him out in left field last year. I mean, there was a guy who's pretty much, like, hey, I'm done being in the minor leagues. I just want to be here in the majors. And that's the type of guy you root for. You know what? Like, Clint Frazier, I think everybody was always blowing smoke up his ass about how good he was and reading too many press clippings. You know what? I think that got the best of him. which it happens to people. But Talkman, I think he's just one of those quiet guys, comes up and just says, hey, listen, you know what? I'm just going to play hard, let my game speak for me, and then hopefully I'm good enough to just hang around here. So, we do have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
It's going to have to sort itself out, though. Like, and it's funny, like we're talking about Florial. He might be 8th on the list right now, 7th, 8th on the list, maybe 6th.
That might be a guy that we trade for Josh Bell.
Well, that was also part of the next thing we were going to talk about. We have to talk about the catching situation too. But, they said it would probably take a little bit of a package to get Josh Bell if that's what we were looking for at that point in time.
Yeah.
But, the catching situation, that was another thing too. Obviously.
We got about 2 minutes.
Excellent. I don't know how – I like Gary. I think he does. I think he's another young guy who got a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Higashioka. I mean, I always liked Romine because Romine was a solid backup who wasn't worried so much offensively, but defensively. He could throw runners out, called a good game. Yep. The staff felt comfortable with him. He was another guy that came up. I saw in the thing, too. I was reading this, said, if the Yankees need it, they would probably trade back from him. They say he'd make a great manager someday. They said he has that type of mind, Romine. So, but, Gary, it's, what are you going to do? Every ground ball, he's just going to trot down to first base because you're afraid he's going to get hurt. I mean, I'd really like to see him put together a solid year, even if it is only for, even if he does, then what are people going to say? He only did it for 60 games. Can he play 162?
Hey, I don't care what he does. He just needs to do it for 60 games and get me a World Series. That's all I want. That's all I care about.
And
I'm a big Gary guy, man. I love Gary Sanchez. I think he's got a bad rep just because of he seems like I think it's more his demeanor. It was the same thing with Cano. Cano was so good. He was so damn good. But it was just the way he conducted himself and the way he just looked, his body language. It was just like it was
effortless. Effortless.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and that's the same thing with Sanchez. I feel like baseball is just second nature to him, but the you know what I mean? He sees it as I think, like you said, why am I going to run down the first baseline and try and leg out a single when I'm most likely not going to get it? And if I flare up my hamstring, I'm going to be on the DL, and especially this season, you do that, you're probably not coming back.
Just and people realistic. Can't say, Gardner would slide headfirst into first base. A different type of player. Gardner's game is built on that.
Right.
Gary's is built on power, gap-to-gap power, driving the ball out of the stadium. And he's got a plus arm as a catcher. He's worked on his blocking over the last couple of years, which was, always holding your breath. We talked about that's why Sonny Gray didn't do good here because he wasn't able to throw his 2 straight pitch in the dirt because that guy wouldn't block it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this. Like, this is going to be good. I think we got a nice mix of guys. I'm glad that, that we were able to do this a little bit longer, or have a little bit of a break to get some of the guys back, and we're at full strength going in.
Yep.
So the AL East should be interesting, that's for sure. I guess that's the next thing, the next segment we're going to do, because, wow, we just finished out a quick Yankees segment right there. Huh?
I know. Yeah, so they're saying Yankees, all the guys are coming into town either today or tomorrow. They're going to be doing the COVID testing. And then first day of spring training 2.0 will be Saturday, they're saying. So
it's going to be awesome. Get the cameras rolling. Let's get this going.
Yep. So we'll close it out. I'll close it out. I'll do 2 quick hitters here.
Are these our final thoughts?
Yes. So I'm going to do 2. I'll do 2 final thoughts. The end of the off season comes. You got DJ LeMahieu, James Paxton, Masahiro Tanaka, all free agents. Who's the most important to sign back?
Well, I know it's not Tanaka. LeMahieu, pitching. You can't. It's got to be Paxton because we need pitching. Like, if he pitches to the back of his baseball card, I'd put him at the top of the list. What do you think?
Okay. I think we get DJ back regardless. I think he wants to be a Yankee. I think he loves it here. I really do. I don't think he wants to change cities again. So I'm going to say Paxton also. I think we talked about it last. I think Tanaka is going to be a year-to-year kind of thing. Maybe we'll sign him to a 2-year.
At this point.
Listen, I think Tanaka got paid very handsomely, and Tanaka has proved himself. I mean, hey, who's to say if we win it this year, who's to say Tanaka doesn't want to hang it up? You know what I mean? It's possible. He has a lot of miles on that arm, and it scares me. It scares me. All right, last quick hitter.
One pitch away, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Last quick hitter.
Fire away.
The Yankees World Series champs this year?
Yes.
I think so too. We're going to end it on that.
All right. What more needs to be said?
That's it.
Hey, send this video out. Hopefully the boss likes it.
Yep.
We'll do an AL East. Our
next video short, we'll do more AL East. We won't be as Yankee dominant. So I hope everybody enjoyed this K&K Sports Talk YouTube short, and we will see everybody live on Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock, and Saturday nights, 8 o'clock. All right.